Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for the kind words regarding Rush Limbaugh reading my latest article in The Federalist regarding the Steele dossier and CrowdStrike and Alexander Downer, the three pillars of all the investigations into Trump. Just what a coincidence. It's just a coincidence we don't think there's any foul play going on. They all happen to be linked directly to Madam Cyberhack, the Golden Muumuu. Clinton. But thank you so much. It was a great honor, and I am very, very happy that Rush Limbaugh read my article in The Federalist. It is below, and you can actually see his, it's an hour and 55 seconds. I actually put exactly where he starts talking about my Federalist article, my latest one, regarding Clinton's links to the origins of all of this nonsense. And I put the link to his channel. This is a great, wonderful article by John Solomon, who is at the forefront of all of this, along with Tom Fitton, Sarah Carter, Dan Bongino, Kimberly Strassel, Paul Sperry, Victoria Tenzing, Joe DeGeneva. John Solomon, his writing, we'll look back and we'll say, my God, this guy was at the forefront. He was the premier journalist regarding all of this stuff. There's some great ones in Daily Caller also. But he writes 10 questions that Madam Cyberhack, the Golden Muumuu, who is running again. The Golden Muumuu will ascend. The radiance and brilliance of the shining, glowing Muumuu, with liberals just jumping off the political cliff like lemmings, gleefully jumping off and meeting their political doom. Oh my goodness, it'll just be like, you'll see the Golden Muumuu ascend. And then in the background, why aren't I 50 points ahead, you might ask? Ask. And it's gonna be like, she's gonna be like levitating above this political Grand Canyon. And you will see liberals from all across the country just give her their votes, and the Democratic Party and every deranged, disgruntled, pathetic imbecile will just be jumping off to their political fate, trying to grab hold of the Golden Muumuu as she levitates in midair, just out of reach of every progressive, liberal, left-leaning voter. Anyway, here are 10 essential questions. Number 1, so John Solomon, she's running again. She's going to lose to Trump. I explained that in my Times of Israel article also. So my Federalist article is below and my Times of Israel article is below as well. Here are 10 essential questions. Number 1, January 2018, the Senate Judiciary Committee sent a formal investigative request for documents and written answers from your campaign. Do you plan to comply? So this is John Durham can ask this question of the Golden Muumuu. He can ask this question of anyone in her campaign. Primarily, it's meant for Clinton. So John Solomon is asking this of Clinton. But John Durham is going to be the one who needs to use this. So, number 2, please identify each person in your campaign who was involved with or aware of hiring Fusion GPS, Glenn Simpson, and Christopher Steele. And I speak about that in my latest Federalist article. Please identify each person in your campaign, including your law firm and their lawyers, who were aware that Steele provided information to the FBI or State Department, and when they learned it, Number 4, describe any information you and your campaign staff received or were briefed on before Election Day that was derived from the work of Simpson, Steele, Fusion GPS, Nellie, or your law firm, and that tried to connect Trump, his campaign, or his business empire with Russia. That's number 4. Number 5, please describe all contacts your campaign had before Election Day with or about the following individuals: Bruce Orr, Nellie Orr, Glenn Simpson, Christopher Steele, former Australian diplomat Alexander Dumbo Downer, former foreign policy scholar Stephen Halper, and Maltese academic Joseph Mifsud. What a cast of characters, my God. What a cast of characters. Did you or any senior member of your campaign, this is number 6, include lawyers such as, I have contacts with John O'Brennan's agency, its former director, Brennan, current director Haspel, James Baker, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, or former deputy director Andrew McCabe. Describe all contacts your campaign had with Cody Shearer and Sidney Blumenthal concerning Trump, Russia, and the Ukraine. If she were to answer this, she would be immediately indicted along with Comey, Strzok, McCabe, and all of them. It's so transparent. We will look back at this time period. And God bless you. Thank you so very much for watching my channel and reading my work. And like I said, I'm extremely honored that Rush Limbaugh shared my latest article to millions and millions of his fans and viewers. But the biggest honor that I have is speaking to you. And I know that sounds corny or tacky, but it's true. I'm able to speak with viewers who watch my YouTube channel and read my Federalist articles and read my Times of Israel articles and my Jerusalem Post, Daily Caller articles. So it's the fact that you read my work, the fact that you read my Amazon books, but her top secret emails, but her deleted emails, debunking the Trump-Russia myth, written in 2017. You allow my voice to grow, and you allow my thoughts to be heard. And it's like a football team without the stadium. What's a football team? Who cares if you win 10 Super Bowls in a row if no one's watching, if no one supports you? What's the point? So I just appreciate your support all the time and your kind words. I have the best comment section, I believe, in all of YouTube. I do. I have the best comment section. So thank you. Thank you to everybody. Describe all contacts you had describe all contacts you and your campaign had with DNC contractor Alexander Chalupa, the Ukraine government, the Ukraine embassy in the United States, or the U.S. embassy in Kiev concerning Trump, Russia, or former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort. Why did your campaign and the Democratic Party make a concerted effort to portray Trump as a Russian asset? Given that investigations by a House committee, a Senate committee, and a special prosecutor have all concluded there isn't evidence of Trump-Russia collusion, this is the best one. Do you regret the actions by your campaign and by Steele, Simpson, and Sussman to inject these unfounded allegations into the FBI, the U.S. intelligence community, and the news media? And then he goes on to say that she owes us answers to each of these questions. John Solomon is an award-winning investigative journalist. He's absolutely fantastic. He's phenomenal. I used to be a contributor to The Hill, in 2015, 2016. But John Solomon is fantastic at The Hill. Clinton will never answer these questions unless absolutely made to do so by a court of law. And I do believe that James Comey, Clapper, Brennan,
James Clapper. There's no evidence of Trump-Russia collusion, Chuck Todd. Don't ask me again. If you ask me again, there's going to be a violent reaction. My pulsating forehead will do something to you.
I explained in one of my other Federalist articles that there was no evidence. The ODNI and DHS reports already, there were 2 intelligence reports, ladies and gentlemen, that I always bring up. So the fallback to the utter catastrophe when the Democrats and liberals were absolutely mortified and they were embarrassed yet again. 2 years of an investigation where they were frothing at the mouth. They were just, oh my God, they couldn't wait. They knew that Trump had colluded. It was just a matter of time. It was just a matter of time. Oh my God, it was just a matter of time before Trump and Manafort's ostrich feather jacket were all linked to people buying Facebook ads and helping Russia inform the country that Bernie Sanders was cheated. What they did was use Russia, that nonsense, that fantasy, to cover up the fact that they actually cheated their own candidate and lost because of that. It's one big reason they lost. And knowing that from the DNC emails and seeing Debbie Wasserman Schultz resign, that wasn't the DNC emails only confirmed what we already knew. There were journalists at The Nation writing articles saying, Bernie was never cheated. It was completely fair. You had other journalists writing the same thing. And these are at publications that were viewed to the far left. I used to be the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post. The Washington Post called me the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters. So I was way on the left. I became a Trump supporter over time. And it was late 2017. Or no, it was late 2000. No, officially beginning of 2000, middle 2018. I forgot when. But maybe you can remind me, I don't know. But it was the day that the DNC decided to sue the Trump campaign, Russia, the Loch Ness Monster, everyone on the planet. That day I said, that's it. If you are linked in any way to the Democratic Party, you're on the wrong side of history. And that is just a fact. If you're linked in any way to the Democratic Party, you're voting for them, your advocacy only focuses on Trump but not the Democratic Party, you're on the wrong side of history. And I knew that, and I know that Trump is actually a very good president. I explained in one of my Federalist articles why Bernie supporters should vote Trump 2020. He's a very good president. And people on the left obsess over his personality and things he said. Things he said pale in comparison to what Clinton has said and done. That's an easy debate to win. If you are, it's not, then the left always say, well, what aboutism? No, it's called hypocrisy. If you are upset with Trump over certain words, and you should be livid over what Clinton has actually called entire communities of people, legendary individuals. I mean, it's just, we can go on forever. You've heard my spiel regarding that. I mean, 1994 crime bill, Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton, and First Step Act with Trump. Okay. Record low Black and Latino unemployment. Hillary Clinton referring to black youth as super predators. We can also talk about what she said it's interesting. I'm wondering why, if anyone protesting Trump currently knows that Madam Cyberhack Clinton called, and this is on YouTube, you can actually see this, Mahatma Gandhi. I mean, you can't believe what she said. In a joke, she called him a gas station attendant. Today, if any conservative had that in their past or history, that would have been brought up. The outrage meter would have gone to 11, like Spinal Tap. But it's Clinton. She gets away with it. So, okay. Oh, you want to talk about treatment of women? Okay, there's Justin Fairfax. Lieutenant Governor, Democrat. He has an accuser that says that allegedly he had caused grave bodily harm. Okay. We can go on forever. Keith Ellison, his accuser has medical records. Yet, oh my God, the Operation Cackle Screech and the elevator hoppers. You know, something happened in the 80s. It was Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and it was at a place nobody knows. But what about Keith Ellison? Always use what about. The left calls it whataboutism. It's like complete nonsense. They have no understanding of how to debate. If you are upset over something, if you are outraged over, if you live your life to be outraged, morally outraged, and to judge others, to pretending that under the guise that you're morally superior, then you should be outraged when your side does things that are even more egregious. So, Trump with the hot mic is nothing compared to women saying, yeah, these Democrats did this to us. We can add Clinton into the mix, add Uma Abedin's husband. I mean, it's like they have no moral foundation to stand on. And it doesn't matter. Look, if you watch this channel, you know how I became a Trump supporter and why I think everyone should support Trump. What took place was insidious. Really, I mean, it was insidious. It was vile. And the rule of law was trampled upon. They use words like the rule of law and our democracy was infiltrated. No, you cheated. They cheated Bernie Sanders. And very few people on the left want to bring that up. Jared Beck, Nico House, Elizabeth Beck. These are three people who will live forever. I mean, they're wonderful people, but they're going to live forever. What they were able to do, they waged a DNC fraud lawsuit. They fought back. But don't you understand? The Democratic Party hates when you fight back. In my own way, I fought back when people tried to silence me. They wrote hit pieces on me. They tried to disparage me, mock me. I didn't care. You always have to, if a bunch of pathetic, foolish imbeciles are mocking you, it's like, you're, in a way, at the end of the day, you're going to feel sorry for them. I always look at my detractors and say, yeah, that fits. That makes sense. That makes sense. You're going to just jump off the political cliff trying to embrace the golden muumuu who's levitating in the middle of the Grand Canyon. So, it's like those 10 questions John Durham's going to... There's a criminal investigation. You're talking about a criminal investigation of very corrupt intel officials. And the hilarious thing with the Democrats is that they revere one part of the U.S. government, but not the other. They can't stand... They despise the executive branch, but they love Brennan, and they love Clapper, and they love Comey. Oh, they loved Avenatti. They loved other people, too. I mean, this cast of characters that they've hitched their wagons to or they've jumped in bed with. And Bernie Sanders, same thing. I mean, it's like, you thought he was this person that he just wasn't. You cannot, first of all, they don't care about Medicare for all. That's a joke. They're not going to implement policies that, if they haven't implemented them now with a democratically controlled House, the Democratic Party controls the House. It is now June. AOC, YouTube pundits, all of these people have said Americans are losing their lives without Medicare for all. Well, then what are you waiting for? It's June. I was on RT. There's an RT segment. You can type in my name, it'll pop up, where I talk about AOC. I said she hasn't implemented a Medicare. She hasn't even voted on a Medicare for all bill. None of them have. They haven't introduced one. There's now one in the House that's already been introduced, one in the Senate. No one's touching it because they know it's just a political, quagmire for them. It's like quicksand. They're using it as a carrot to deceive progressive voters. My God. And there's voters on the left, they love to be deceived. At the end of the day, people on the left don't want to rock the boat. Very few people will rock the boat. Very few. Very, very few will pull an H.A. Goodman and say, you know, what the heck with this is crazy. And actually, Trump's a great president. They'll never admit that. People will never admit that, yeah, he's a very good president. The economy is great. We can go on forever. Much better foreign policy than President Obama, who destroyed Libya with the help of Madam Cyberhack. The Golden Muumuu has done so much, so many bad things, unbelievable. She's running again, so it doesn't matter, I guess. In politics, this is what people don't understand. Also, when I say she's running, people are like, don't they know that doesn't she know she's, people despise her. She knows she's hated. It's like, she doesn't care. Why would she? She doesn't think like you or me. She doesn't care. Well, doesn't she know she can't win? She doesn't care. You think the Golden Muumuu worries about things like that? To a person like Hillary or Bubba Bill, you're always just trying to just win that one big election. And her vantage point is just try again. Why not? Got the media. I mean, you pretty much have the entire media. You essentially control the entire media. So why wouldn't she run again? I think Reagan ran 3 times. She's younger than Biden, who's just there as like a fullback. He's doing what a fullback does for a running back. Just paves the way, clears the field. Give me your thoughts below. These 10 questions are very, very, very important. John Solomon does a fantastic job, and John Hubert needs to ask those questions of Madam Cyberhack. Check out my writing below. Well, actually, you know what? The new pinned comment is just going to be the Rush Limbaugh segment and my article, my Patreon, and how if you want to be part of a newsletter, if you happen to be watching you want to contact H.A. Goodman, it's contactgoodman78@gmail.com. Thank you so very, very much. Check out my segments today. Thank you.